This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Let's Finally Talk, and I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. We are meeting every night here in the U.S. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so wherever you are in the world, welcome, and I hope you're having a great day or having a great evening. So our topic today is following along in a continuum of the topics that I've been discussing every night, and they're all based around something that I've trademarked called elevated listening. And so my goal is not to lecture, it's to give you ideas, give you some tools for you to find peace, for you to find safety, for you to feel valued, for you to feel special, the special person you are. So today we're going to be talking about the truth about changing others. We talked recently yesterday about the masks. Okay, it was Halloween. Many places in the world, people celebrate and observe. And it's the one time during the year where we're really encouraged to put on a costume and put on masks. But yet we're putting on a mask so many times in our daily life, meaning that we're not really showing up as our authentic selves. We want to be pleasing people, or maybe we just want the conversation to end. Maybe we just want our partner to stop bringing up X, Y, and Z. So we just say, okay, just do it. And so as a result of that, we may feel some resentment. We may feel some anxiety. And so we're not actually showing up as our authentic selves. Now, if you've ever been in a dispute with someone or an argument with someone, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for me. I don't like it at all. I used to have a life that was filled with drama, and now I'm pretty much like this. I used to be this and this and this and this, but now I'm pretty much like this. And that's taken a lot of work. It's taken a lot of sacrifices. It's taken a lot of decision making in terms of the path that I've gone on. But I didn't get here by myself. And any given day, I probably have 5 or 6 mentors and coaches who are helping me. And I wouldn't be where I am today in this journey of growth. I might have just given up and said, hey, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and just sit on a couch and watch television. And the funny thing is, I don't even watch television. So we have a live streaming television network, and I watch our shows, but I don't watch mainstream television at all. So we're going to take that concept of wearing a mask. And when we take the mask off, when we put it away, because we already talked about that, now we're left with the truth about the people in our lives. And we're not here to judge anyone. We're not here to label anyone. We're not here to say, oh, we're better because we're working on ourselves. No, we're just here so that we can set boundaries and live a peaceful life that is fulfilling. And so when you think about the fact that you're working on yourself, many times we use that against someone that we love. So someone we love may be doing the same thing over and over again because it's just a pattern of behavior. And yet we're working on ourselves. And so we decide to say, you know what? I have a coach, or I watched this YouTube video, or I went to therapy, or I listened to this influencer and they said this, and I realize now you're a problem. What you're doing is a problem. No. Do you think that's going to go over well? I don't think so. You're going to have drama and controversy because you're now using judgment to say that you have achieved something that other people have not. So we don't ever want to do that. We just want to focus on ourselves. We want to set healthy boundaries for ourselves. We want to be able to say, no, thank you. I appreciate that. Or thanks for sharing. And I have no comments. We want to be able to disengage in a peaceful way. But the truth is, there's a little part of us, and I'm raising my hand because I'm right there too. There's a little part of us that thinks that we can change other people. We think if we look a certain way, if we can act a certain way, we can get that person, that special person that we've been looking for. And I'll share something with you. I actually had someone say to me that they were really interested in me. I knew this person for a long time, but they didn't like the fact that I wore pearls because it reminded them of their grandmother. And they didn't like my nails and my hair was too long. And so guess what I did? I stopped wearing the pearls. I cut my hair and I cut my nails. And you know what? The person wasn't interested anyway, because they thought by changing me, something was going to change the dynamics of the relationship. And the truth is, I already knew that when I changed those things, it still wasn't going to work. But there was a little part of me, I guess, that wanted to see if it would work. And actually, I'm glad that it didn't. Because if we're not accepted for how we are and who we are, then we're going to be constantly in a state of flux, feeling insecure. What do I have to change now? How much weight do I have to lose? How much this, how much that? And it's constant, it's never ending. So, when it comes to the truth about changing other people, what do we know? It's not possible. It is not possible. I don't care who you are, where you are, how much money you have. Can you use your money, your power to influence someone? You can, if the person is willing to go along with that. But is that a positive influence or is it an interference? Let's think about that for a moment. We're going to come back to that. You may want something in your career, and maybe you know someone else who has it. Maybe you're looking for a certain position in your company and somebody else already has that position. And you might decide that you can mold yourself, adapt yourself to be more like that person so that that person's boss will notice you or you'll stand out. Or maybe you want to take on some additional projects so that you can get noticed and maybe get that person's job. But the truth is, if you're meant to have that person's job, ultimately you will. So now you're trying to change yourself for other people, which is a different thing than trying to change other people. So the only one who can change me is me. Many have tried, believe me. I could give an entire list of people who have tried to change me. It doesn't work. I am the only one who can change me. And I've worked long and hard on changing me. And I would say that at this point in my life, at 62, I feel like I'm in a pretty good place because I'm at peace. That doesn't mean I have the best life. It doesn't mean I have the most fulfilling life, but I'm pretty happy. And that's what I would like for everyone. Whatever your happiness looks like can be different and unique and special to you. But first, we have to realize where we are today and then where we want to go. And if you are in a situation where you have a partner or you have family members, you have colleagues, you have neighbors, whomever, and they're reaching out to you and just proactively sharing things that they think you should change about yourself or things they've noticed about you, that's a red flag. That's a red flag that there's something going on in their life and they're looking at you and they are feeling uncomfortable. What does that mean that they're uncomfortable? It could be a lot of things. It could be insecurity. It could be jealousy. My father used to tell me, he used to say, stay humble, because when you're not humble, there's somebody who wants to knock you down. And you don't have to share everything that you're doing with other people, by the way. And I think as we age, we start to realize that. When I was younger, I'd want to tell everyone everything. And now I just don't even care if I tell people. I have a very small group of close friends. most of them are here on this network, and I am open with them about what I'm doing, because I'm not looking for accolades. I'm not looking for someone to say, hey, congratulations, or do you really think you should do that? Just a group of people who are really good listeners. And actually, one of our team members is watching today from Australia. It's actually tomorrow there. It's Mariska Dupria from Journey to Discover. And she wrote, such a relevant topic. Thank you for reminding us that it all starts with ourselves and how we can show up. We control our happiness. Mariska, you are spot on. Thank you for sharing that. Mariska and I do a show every Thursday in the US, Fridays in Australia, and it's called A Woman's Prerogative. You may have seen the graphic as the intro was playing. She also is one of our expert presenters on Talking Heads. So you can find all of her content on our playlist on USA Global TV and Radio and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Thank you, Mariska. So glad that you're here. So once we accept the fact that we can only change ourselves, do we start working on it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. We look in the mirror and we say, you know what? I don't like myself. And it might not be physical. It could be emotional. It could be spirit. It could be anything. And we look and we say, I don't like myself, but I don't want to do anything about it. And that is a decision. There's no judgment around that. You have made a decision. Good for you. Because once we make a decision, then we're not going to be going over it again and again. And that's part of what I describe in my book, Holy But Harmful, is when we make a decision, move forward. We don't want to be living in the past. We don't want to be living in the future. We only have today. And as they say, today is a gift. It's a present. So make a decision. Are you happy with yourself? Yes or no? It's like a flow chart. If, then, this. So if you are, great. Maybe continue on personal development. Maybe continue professional development. Maybe take up a hobby. Maybe help other people. Let's say you're on the other side and you look in the mirror and you really don't like yourself. It's okay, because guess what? You get another chance. Every day that we wake up, we get another chance to change the choices that we make. And I've shared this on a previous episode, but the little voice inside of us, the intuition. Now, if you have a lot of voices going on inside of you, that's another show, and I'm not trained in that. But if you have a voice inside of you, which I call intuition, I would suggest you start listening to it and see how your life is turning out. I know when I was younger, I didn't listen to my intuition. I listened to other people. I was kind of pressured easily, and I take accountability for that. That's totally on me. But now I listen to my intuition, and it's pretty much spot on. There can be times when you get that little inkling that something's just not right. And so what do? You start calling people. Hey, what do you think? What are your thoughts about this? And just as many people who are showing up saying, yeah, you're right on it. Same number or more, no. And so you're not going to get anywhere. So that's where I truly believe, especially as I've gotten older, we don't need to share everything with everyone, because we're never going to get that peace of mind by following our own intuition. When we take someone else's advice or direction, and it doesn't work out, then what do we want to do? We want to blame them. But we have to be accountable. It's absolutely perfect. It's fine to listen to what other people have to say. But ultimately, we have to make our own choices and our own decisions. So as the title of the show is The Truth About Changing Others, we can't do it. We don't want to do it. Why would we want to try to change someone else? I remember a long time ago when I was dating someone, the person had a lot of attributes that I did not like, but I was attracted to him. Yeah, there was some kind of chemistry going there, just to be honest. But I didn't like an entire list of things about the person. And I said to myself, you know what? I bet I can change this person. It became like a project or something, which is really in and of itself another story. And so I suggested how the person should dress and how they should talk and how they should carry themselves and what kind of briefcase they should carry, on and on. And you know what? When the person was finished doing all the changes that I had suggested, I hate to say this, but I completely lost respect for him, because I thought he was so easily influenced by what I had to say. And of course, that's on me. I own that also. So It's an entire commitment to want to try to change someone else. It's an uphill battle that we know is not going to end successfully. So let's just work on ourselves. Now, I just want to talk here. I've got 3 questions that I consistently ask myself, and they're included in this book, Holy But Harmful. Before we speak, before we take action, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Now, I want to spend a little time on the last one about is it true? Because we sometimes manipulate the truth so that it serves us. We might take this much content and take this much, and that's the truth. But we left out the rest of it because we wanted to be able to win. Yay, right? We wanted to be right. How many times have you been in a decision-making process with someone? Maybe you and your spouse are trying to make a decision about something, and you're bringing in all this I want to say ammunition, but you're bringing in all these reasons why it makes sense. But you're not actually telling the full story. You're taking the truth and you're manipulating it so that it supports what it is that you believe. That's not the truth. That's why there are mediators. That's why we have third parties who will come in and look at both sides and say, okay, this is actually the truth based on facts. So think about that, because when we say something to someone else, I'd really like you if blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're making judgments. I would really consider being your partner if blah, blah, blah. I won't leave you if blah, blah, blah. Okay, all the blah, blah, blahs you can fill in with whatever you want. But if you really care about someone, if you care about this, right, what's inside here, then there's not a lot of, I need you to change this and that. Now, are there compromises? Are there negotiations? Absolutely. If you're moving in with someone, you absolutely have to figure everything out before you move in, especially about the finances, especially about who's taking care of the house, especially if you have children, that comes first, right? Who's taking care of the children? You're both working. Or what if you have pets? Who's taking care of the pets? Those things are negotiations and they are compromises in many cases. But that is based on the fact that at the core, you really love, like, and respect this person. You don't have a list in the back of your mind thinking, well, after we're together for 3 years, or after he gives me the ring, or after she moves in, then I'm going to say, you need to change this, 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 and this. Because that is not being truthful. You got into a relationship or a situation that was not based on honesty. And that's what happens in conversations. The conversation, one person feels one way and one person feels another way. And let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about the British royal family. Let's talk about Andrew. We could talk about any number of subjects. And someone may feel one way and another person feels another way. Does that mean they cannot coexist? Does that mean that they can't find something that's mutually beneficial for them to have a conversation? Of course they can, if they want to, if they are practicing elevated listening. What is elevated listening? Listening without judgment, listening without interruption, listening without problem solving, and listening without stage hogging. Now, we're not going to go into those. We did them, I think, in another episode, but they're really at the core of everything that I believe in and everything that I coach and teach. Being able to listen to someone who has a different perspective and not become emotionally engaged is a skill. It is a skill set. Now, you might say to yourself, well, why is that important? Okay, I don't know. I just read that in London, there were multiple stabbings on a train. Imagine you want to go on a train and now you're terrified because you might get stabbed. Okay, why are those people, the perpetrators, why are they doing that? Because something's wrong in their life, because someone wasn't listening to them, or they weren't listening to someone, and they decided to act out in violence. Why at Harvard was a lab just blown up? People might have mental issues, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's so much anger and violence in the world because people are not listening to one another. People don't want to have the conversation. They want to be right. It's like the government shut down in this country, right? And instead of thinking about how it's impacting everyone, it's like, oh, Republicans, well, we're going to be right. Oh, Democrats, well, we're going to be right. Well, guess what? Everyone's going to be suffering because no one wants to come to the table and have a conversation. And when I say a conversation, I mean one where people are actually listening without getting emotionally charged. When I see these clips of politicians screaming and yelling at each other, or A-list celebrities, or like, please, everyone can have a judgment. Everyone can have an opinion. But if we want to get along, if we want to find inner peace and have world peace, we have to be able to communicate. And if you don't believe me, you're going to be in the same place where you always have been. This is not about me being right. I have a lot to learn. I'm very curious. I just signed up for additional Peace Ambassador training. I'm going to be starting class at Wharton. I am all about learning and education so that I can pass it on and actually be an example of it. But when we're not open to listening to another perspective, we're actually losing out. It is very easy to surround ourselves with people who are just like us. They look like us, they talk like us, they have the same values like us. But we're not learning anything from that. We're not learning what other cultures think or how other cultures do things. I am sure that there are things that we can go to different countries in the world and they're doing really well. And that if only a conversation could take place where there was a receptive party, maybe we could share information to help each other. And so that's what I'm suggesting. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with each one of us taking accountability and saying, you know what? I would like to be at peace. I don't want to live a life filled with drama. So let me start by learning how to be a good listener. And if any of you out there are judging me, go ahead. That's on you. You can judge all you want, or you can take the opportunity to learn how to listen. And when you learn how to listen, you have no idea where that journey might take you. You don't know who you're going to meet. If you think of children, young children, before someone tells them they can't do something or they'll never be good at it, they're curious. I love being with babies and young children because they're so innocent. There hasn't been an adult yet who said, you know what? Go to your room, sit in the corner. You're never going to be good at this. They're still curious and interested about things. And as humans, we forget that. We forget that because we're overwhelmed with deadlines. We forget that because we're so busy talking about other people instead of focusing on our own life that we don't think we have any time. Have you heard this from people? I'm so busy. I just don't have any time. That's an excuse. It's an excuse. What is a priority is what gets accomplished. For me to be here tonight at 8 o'clock after I just did hot yoga and solid core and had to do my hair and makeup, yeah, I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it, but why am I doing it? Because I have a message to deliver, and I made a commitment that every night at this time I would be here. So to me, that really means a lot. And I hope that you find some value in what I'm saying, because to me, what's happening in the world, we each have to step up. It's each one of our responsibilities to say, I want to be a better listener. Let me hear what you have to say. And when you say that, mean it. And in the time they're talking, don't say to yourself, oh, yeah, she's one of those. I thought she was. Oh, yeah, she believes that, or she's this, or she's that. That's not listening. That's judging. And before we close out the show, I want to just read from this book. And by the way, I want to share this also. I realized, I think it was today, I think I've published 27 books since 2021. And I just give the books away. I give them away. I sign them and I give them away. If you want to buy them on Amazon, I would absolutely love that. But I'm not writing books to get rich. I'm not even writing books to make money, which some people might be astounded by, but I'm not. I'm writing them because I'm hoping that someone will read it and they'll get something out of it. So in this section, 100 everyday judgments. Okay, I broke them into different categories, and I want you to just think about what I'm sharing. Have you ever said this? Has anyone said it to you, or have you ever heard it? He's overweight. He doesn't have any self-control. She probably has a low IQ, and that's why she's an idiot. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that. She's too ambitious for a woman. A man should never stay home with the kids. Where's his pride? She's still single at 40. There must be something wrong with her. They sold their house and now they're living in an apartment. How good could things really be for them? She just married him for the money. She only wears designer bags and shoes. She's so shallow. He never had a bar mitzvah, so technically he isn't even Jewish. They worship idols, so they can't be serious. Bless her. She never married. What a shame. She drinks wine every night. Clearly, she's an alcoholic. He works out all the time. He must be obsessed with his body. I could never date anyone who had the jab. She's divorced twice. Obviously, she can't commit. He never went to college, so he can't be that smart. He's retired now. He doesn't make any productive contributions to society. You kids have no idea what real hardship is. She doesn't even speak proper English. She's mixed race, must be conflicted about who she is. I mean, I have pains in my chest even reading these, by the way. PTSD, that's just an excuse. If he were stronger, he wouldn't need medication. She's so sensitive, she must be dramatic. So those were 100 statements that I came up with based on things that I personally had heard in my life or based on things that other people had shared. And so even reading them, I feel like this ugliness. It's ugly. And yet these kind of comments are just made offhandedly all the time. I had someone say to me not that long ago, "You look great for your age." That's an insult and that's judgmental. And now I don't get upset about these things because I'm so aware of the judgment that's in them. And it's not like I don't ever judge, but at least I'm aware of it. So now here's what I want to share with you. When you feel like you want to change someone else, okay, can you at least accept the fact that you are setting yourself up for failure? Is that a possibility? Can you accept the fact that the time and energy and effort that you are going to be spending trying to get someone to change, you're taking away from something that you could be doing for yourself? And we have a comment, yes, from my soul sister. Here she is. She's also burning the midnight oil there. Dr. Chan, you look amazing. Thank you. Dr. Jacalyn, keep shining most brightly. You're epic. Let's have more peace, less drama, and more elevated listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here she is too. She's, yeah, me too. As you're reading these example statements of judgment, lower vibration, but you're right. This is an everyday occurrence in our daily lives. Thank you for being here. So sweet. Both of you, Mariska and Madeline, I love it. So think about how you could apply the time to do something to make yourself feel good. Maybe you can compliment someone. Imagine that. Like Madeline just gave me a great compliment. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's so much nicer to compliment people than to put them down, because when you're putting someone down, it's a reflection on something that's lacking in your own life. Now, if you're in the capacity of a mentor, of a therapist, as a coach, your boss, and you ask for feedback, you know what? I don't know if I'm doing all the right things here. I'd really appreciate your feedback. You can provide the feedback. We use the sandwich method, right? You say something nice, then you give the feedback, and then you say something nice. So when you give the feedback, you don't use judgments and you don't use judgmental tone. You know what? Thanks for asking. I've been thinking to myself, you really are a loser. And I don't know. Words, names, ugly. No, there's nothing of value in a name calling. Okay. When you start using names, what are we supposed to take away from that? What are we supposed to do with it? There's nothing constructive that I can take from you are a loser, because basically it's a reflection back on you that you're not even able to express yourself. So think about how you're coming across as opposed to judging someone else. So now that we know we have the mask off, we have the ability to choose, and we can't change anyone else. How do we use our influence as opposed to it being interference? Okay, influence is a big word, and it's a word that comes with responsibility and accountability. If you are an influencer, that means that people are looking up to you, they're counting on you, they're relying on you, they're thinking there's something that some message that you're giving that is really powerful and means something to them. It could also mean some other things, which we'll get into, but we're running out of time. Interference means you are causing negative energy, negative vibrations into someone else's life. And whether you realize it or not, when you make that offhanded comment, some of those that I just read in the book, the person may or may not show on their face how they feel. They may or may not come back and say something verbally, but you could have just broken their spirit. You could have just said the one comment that was really the last thing they needed to hear because they were already in a bad place. And now they're spiraling. And you might think it's funny. How many times do people make nasty comments and they go, "Oh, I was just kidding"? No, you weren't. You weren't kidding. It's in the book. It's judgment. When you say that, "I'm just kidding," you're using that as a way of covering up your true intentions, which your true intentions were to hurt the other person, because now you have the power. So with interference comes power. And when people want to be in a power play in a relationship, when you have two people who are not on the same level of respect for one another, then you have one person who's using their power. And that power might be the person is terrified to leave you because they don't know how they're going to live. They don't want to give up the children. They don't want to give up the house. They don't want to change their lifestyle because they're living in a place of fear. And you're using your influence to intimidate them as an interference in their life. And so think about that. If you're interested in being an influencer, are you able to influence from love? There's only love and fear. That's it. Are you coming from a place of love? Are you giving affirmation and gratitude and thanks? Are you looking and helping other people? Are you saying thank you? Thank you for being there. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Mariska, for being here. I really appreciate it. So, upon reflection, I've shared a lot today. And you may embrace some of it. You may embrace none of it. You may not ever come back. And you know what? That's okay. As Mel Robbins would say, let them. You do what you need to do for you, but I'll keep showing up. And every episode, I'll have something different to share. If there's something you'd like to hear from me, then I'd really love to hear from you. How can you reach me? It's in the notes. Let's see. We have we have my websites, which are usaglobaltv.com and drjacalyn.com. We also have a follow-up comment from Dr. Chan. I absolutely love your book, Holy But Harmful. It's the most necessary tool for life to transcend into love in all of our lives. And she does have the book. I did sign it for her. And Dr. Chan will be seen tomorrow here on our network. She will be on her own Talking Heads episode. And then she will be doing the film and music show every Monday. And we will soon be together in London, which is an absolute joy. So thank you again for being here. I do have an announcement, but I don't know if I uploaded it. I did not. Let me see if I can quickly find it. I am going to be hosting a summit, and the summit is called the Elevated Listening Summit. And it's going to take place in November of next year. And it's an opportunity for anyone who has something to share, who's a speaker. It's here. I found it. Okay. I'm going to upload it. So the cost is $30, 30 US dollars. And you get to attend the summit and present, and you'll get included in our digital handout. It's actually virtual. So it's going to be in November over 2 days. And then we're going to have a get together in person in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States, and in London, England. We will have 2 different get togethers, and the cost is $30. So it's $30 to present virtually, and it's $30 to attend the event. Now, whether you're coming to Philadelphia or you're coming to London, how you get there, where you stay, what you eat and drink is on you. Okay, we can't cover that. But if you would like to be a speaker or a presenter or a panelist or run a workshop, it's $30 and you will be included in the 2-day event. And then we will also have a TV show called the Elevated Listening Summit TV show. Let me bring it back up again. Elevated Listening Summit TV show. So you'll be involved in that and there won't be any cost. So $30 and $30. So if you're interested, you can contact me via the details that are in the show notes. So we're going to sign off for now. I'll be back tomorrow. I do want to announce that next Sunday I will be traveling and I will be in different time zones. So I will have to pre-record the show because it will be dark 100 where I'm going, unless I decide to get up in the middle of the night and do the show. I'm not sure, but I will let you know if it's pre-recorded so that if you're putting messages, you'll know I'm not answering because I'm not there. Okay, thank you again for watching. We're going to close out with a video that is about this new retreat that we're having. It's at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, in the United States of America. It's open to anyone and everyone. And we do have a new dimension on it, which is there's only 15 people who can attend. But if you would like to present at the Horseshoe Farm, we're going to be running master classes and workshops, then you can throw your hand up and say, you know what, I'd like to be included to present 15, 20 minutes or half an hour, maybe 90 minutes, and we'll take a look at it and see if we can work it out. All right, so thank you again. Let's take a look, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Get some sleep, everybody, or if you're just waking up, have a great day. Bye. Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Horseshoe Farm has always been more than a destination. It's a living, breathing reflection of community, connection, and transformation. Once a humble family farmstead, it has evolved over the years to become a sanctuary for travelers, seekers, families, and friends alike. Originally reimagined by the Turchin family as an Airbnb property, the farm began its journey into hospitality with simple roots, welcoming guests to experience the beauty and peace of the sacred land. As word spread and the vision deepened, the property organically blossomed into a boutique resort, rooted in the values of slow living, intentional experiences, and the magic of gathering. Today, the Horseshoe Farm is a 90-acre experiential retreat that merges hospitality, wellness, and culinary excellence. It is home to the Stable Spa, the Silo Cookhouse, distinctive lodging options, and a curated calendar of events that nourish mind, body, and spirit. Our guest experience is designed to be both grounding and expansive, where the comforts of luxury meet with the simplicity of nature. At its core, the Horseshoe Farm is about transformation of land, of self, and of community. We are proud of where we've come from. We are confident in who we are today and excited for the road ahead. Hello, I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, also known as the Listening Mentor and President and Founder of USA Global TV and Radio. I had the opportunity, the pleasure of attending a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm just recently. I was so impressed with all of the opportunities that were presented to me in this glorious setting, as well as the highest level of customer service, that I've decided to put together a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, United States of America, June 3rd through the 6th, 2026. You can expect to have a beautiful time of relaxation combined with learning, community, collaboration. Do consider joining me in this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with nature. For more information, email me at drjacalyn@usaglobaltv.com.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful: The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives, by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting. We're building bridges and changing lives, one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.